Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today's story is one of those twists that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Because what started as a quiet morning in Fairmont Crest turned into a truth so explosive it changed lives forever. So, here's what went down. And trust me, this is not your average family drama. We are talking about a morning that began with silence. But underneath that silence, chaos was already building. Shanice Carter receives a message that completely shakes her world. A message from Carlton Hayes, a man who has always lingered in her life like a shadow. Present, watching, but never fully understood. And that message, it wasn't casual, it wasn't friendly. It was the kind of message that signals something life changing is about to happen. At the same time, inside the Carter mansion, her mother Evelyn is already on edge. You know that feeling when something is wrong, but you don't know what yet? That's exactly where Evelyn is. She senses it, something is coming, something dangerous, something that could destroy everything she has built. Then Shanice goes to meet Carlton, and that's where everything explodes. He drops a truth that no one, especially Shanice, was prepared for. The woman she has called her mother her entire life isn't her biological mother, and Carlton, he reveals that he's her father. And just when you think that's the biggest shock, it gets worse because this truth isn't just emotional, it's dangerous. It's tied to secrets, to the past, and to something that never truly ended. By the time Shanice gets back home, there's already a stranger waiting, and you can feel it the moment the past and the present collide. No more hiding, no more lies, just the truth and the consequences that come with it. Let's really sit in this moment because the way this story unfolds, it's not just dramatic, it's suffocating. The morning starts peacefully, almost deceptively, so the sun rising over Fairmont Crest paints this picture of perfection. You can imagine it, right? Clean streets, manicured lawns, those massive gates that scream privacy and power. Everything looks calm on the outside. But inside, lives are unraveling. Shani standing on that balcony, that image alone says so much. She's holding her phone like it's the only thing keeping her grounded. And honestly, I can't blame her. That message she got, we need to talk. It's time you knew the truth. Carlton, just reading that would make anyone's heart drop. There's something about those words, the truth, that immediately tells you nothing good is coming. And Carlton Hayes, this isn't just some random person texting her. This is someone who has always been there in the background, watching, knowing more than he ever said. The kind of person who makes you feel seen in a way that's almost uncomfortable. Shanice thought she understood him. She thought she was the exception, but clearly she wasn't. Now cut to Evelyn inside the mansion. She's pacing, holding that glass of orange juice she doesn't even drink. That detail right there, it's small, but it speaks volumes. She's distracted, unsettled, her instincts are screaming at her that something is wrong. And when Shanice walks in, you can feel the tension instantly. Their conversation is short but loaded. Shanice saying she couldn't sleep, Evelyn noticing how pale she looks. It's like both of them are circling the truth without actually touching it. And Shanice, you can tell she wants to say something. She wants to show her the message, to demand answers, but something drops her. That hesitation, that's fear, that's instinct telling her, don't trust this moment. Meanwhile, Carlton sitting alone with that photograph, that scene hits differently. A younger version of him, a woman he clearly loved and a baby. You don't even need dialogue to understand the weight of that image. Years of silence of holding on to something he probably replayed in his mind 1,000 times. And when he says today's the day, you know there is no turning back. Then Shanice arrives at his estate, and let's be real, that walk up to the gates, that hesitation before pressing the intercom, that's the moment where everything could have gone differently. She could have turned around, she could have ignored it, but she didn't, and that choice changed everything. When Carlton opens the door, there is this quiet tension between them. No small talk, no pretending. Shanice gets straight to it. You said it was time I knew the truth. So talk. That right there shows her strength, but also her desperation. She knows something is wrong. and she's ready to face it, even if it destroys her. And then Carlton says it. You have been living a lie, Shanice, your entire life. Imagine hearing that. Imagine your entire identity being questioned in a single sentence. It's not just shocking, it's destabilizing. When he tells her Evelyn isn't her biological mother, you can tell you can feel Shani's world cracking. She tries to reject it immediately. Of course she does. That's a normal reaction. You don't just accept something like that. You fight it. You deny it. You look for any reason it can't be true. But Carlton doesn't back down. He shows her the photograph, and that's where things shift. Because evidence like that it's hard to ignore. Then comes the moment that completely changes everything. She was your mother, and I am your father. I mean, wow, that's not just a revelation, that's an emotional artwork. Everything Shanice thought she knew about herself, about her family, about her life, it all collapses in that moment. And you can see her mind trying to piece things together. All those interactions with Carlton, all those looks, all those moments that felt strange or unexplained, they suddenly make sense. And that realization is both clarifying and devastating. But here's where it gets even more intense. Evelyn knew. She knew the entire time. That betrayal, that cuts deeper than anything else. Because it's not just about biology, it's about trust. It's about being lied to by the person who raised you, who you believed would never keep something like that from you. And then Carlton drops another layer. Shani's real mother didn't just die, she died under complicated and dangerous circumstances. And suddenly, this isn't just a family secret anymore. This is something bigger, something threatening. When Shanice asks if she is in danger, and Carlton says she's been in danger her entire life, that's chilling. That's the kind of line that sticks with you. And just when Shanice is trying to process all of this, her phone buzzes. Evelyn knows something is happening. She calls her back home, and you can feel it. The clock is ticking. Back at the mansion, that stranger arriving, that's the moment the story shifts from emotional dangerous. Evelyn's reaction says everything: fear, recognition, tension. This isn't someone new. This is someone from the past, someone connected to whatever secret she's been hiding. And when he says secrets don't stay buried forever, you already know this is the beginning of something much bigger. By the time Shanice gets back and sees him standing there, everything is colliding. Her past, her present, the lies, the truth, it's all in one room. And then she demands the truth from all of them. You can feel the weight of that moment because once the truth comes out, there is no going back. What makes this entire situation so powerful isn't just the twist, it's the emotional fallout. This isn't just about discovering a hidden parent. This is about identity, about trust being shattered, about realizing that the life you have been living might not be what you thought it was. Shanice is now in a position where she doesn't know who to trust. Carlton tells her the truth, but he also kept it from her for years. Evelyn raised her, loved her, protected her, but also lied to her. So, where does that leave her? Completely alone in her own story. And then there's the danger. That's the part that changes everything. This isn't just a secret that affects relationships, it's a secret that could affect her safety. That raises the stakes in a way that makes every interaction more intense, more urgent. Evelyn's choices also come into question. Was she protecting Shanice? Or was she protecting herself? That's a line that's going to matter moving forward. And Carlton, his decision to finally tell the truth, it might be the right thing, but the timing, the consequences, those are going to ripple through everything. Honestly, this is one of those moments where you don't even know who to side with. Part of me understands Evelyn if there was real danger involved, if she truly believed she was protecting Shanice, and then maybe, just maybe, her silence makes sense. But at the same time, how do you justify lying to your child about who they are? And Carlton, I can't lie. I feel for him. Imagine carrying that secret for years, watching your own daughter grow up from a distance, knowing you can't say anything. That's painful. But still, waiting this long, That has consequences, and Shanice, she's the one I feel the most for because she didn't choose any of this. She's just caught in the middle of everyone else's decisions, everyone else's secrets. So now I want to hear from you. If you were Shanice, who would you trust after this?